Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 16th, 7:41 a.m. I am just getting to my computer, so we're going to be looking at the charts together here. So first thing is we had the US retail sales. It looks like we had a nice surprise month on month. Um, and I guess import prices increased. I don't know if that's good or bad. Export prices also the same as import. But looking at how the dollar reacted, that might technically might not be okay for the NQ with the dollar strength. Um, so let's see what happens there. But then if we look at, so I guess we'll run through the Qs really quick or run through the indexes. Oh wow, so seems to be really good, which is interesting. So we had um, VIX slightly increased yesterday, kind of muted this morning, but we'll see how things open up. And actually, I think this is so there's the contract rollover as well. So this just might be things needing to shake out a bit and reset. So this is the continuous. So maybe this is actually what's happening. So it's not actually a gap up. I think this is kind of muted right now. Yeah, because I think I looked at this yesterday. The close, like the gap between the contracts um, was like 200 points or something. So here we go. Yet. So contract we've been trading. Here's what things look like. So I mean, we did. Today is Tuesday. Yeah. So it closed on highs yesterday, and then we did break new highs today. So I mean, I guess it is kind of a gap up there. Um. So it broke high, super bullish. I guess if we look at the yeah, same story on the current contract for December. So broke the high and all that. I think we'll just need to wait for the continuous to catch up. Um, so there's that. This will be interesting. It'll be fun to trade today. We'll probably just have the trade on the December contract. So I think for now we'll just put the December contract on and save that. Oof, but then I had to redraw all my stuff. I should have done that yesterday, but that is fine. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And then for probably the same things happening here on the ES, which I don't have the new contracts here. So let's see if we can actually get that really quick since we're here. Dun, dun, dun. So if we do so if we look what happened in September, kind of same thing, kind of broke up there, and we'll get this in September. And then let's get the December one. It will look the same, but I think it's roughly. Oh, this is not. Is this Z? So we're at 6665 and then, yeah, 6627. So it's, like 30 points off. So there you go. So we would just add here as well, kind of add that to this. So we'll have those to look at. All right, great. So, I mean, these look very, very similar, which is good in that at least now direction is very clear between the ES and the S&P. Like they're really just following each other here. It really looks just like the same chart to me now. So now there's like good kind of correlation between the two. I think they were diverging a bit more, and NQ was leading, and ES was leading, and all that stuff. And now we're kind of the same going into the rate cuts, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if we have the same. We probably have the same challenge here with the Russell, just because we're on the continuous. So I'm going to have to update all this live at the moment. And if we do this, we want the, let's see what the September looked like. So 2405. And let's just add here to make sure we have this. And then let's look at Z. Oh. And this is 2424. Yeah, so it's a little bit off there. That's fine. So we're going to add this too. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll put this on December. Let's save it. And then we'll do the same thing really quickly for the Dow, or this is going to be, yeah, the YM. So YMU. Okay, YMU, yes, and then YMZ. Well, first, let me add this here. Should have done this yesterday, but I had a bunch of stuff happening, which I did not have a chance to do this, which is fine. Yeah, 2025, great. And then Z. And then we got December, perfect. Wonderful. Okay, so now we got everything update. Well, no, this is the YM1, so let's do December. All right, so now we'll have these updated. We'll update them back to the continuous, I think, at the end of this week when everything officially rolls over. But interesting here that the NQ is, looks, I don't know if it's leading or it's just closely following the S&P, but definitely they look exactly the same almost. I feel like maybe if you were to kind of look at NQ is more bullish. So 1, 2, 3, 3 green days and then pushing all-time highs, all-time high green, indecision day green, but mostly the same story there. But up we go. I mean, there's no argument. Everything is up. Even on the Russell, we're kind of putting like a little flag situation here. So I think maybe we just want to follow behind, which is fine. Dow is interesting just because of like this open kind of gap up open, closed on the low that day, swept the low of the previous day, but closed green. And now we're trying to see, okay, like how does this next day kind of pan out? So let's see if we break the low there. So Dow might be the one that drags us down first. So we'll see what happens. VIX is kind of hanging out, poised. Let's see. Dollar having a little kind of fall over here. So that is good for us. And then for the treasury yields, kind of sideways action. So I think dollar, I think with the retail thing is, really the driving force here. And wow. So we got XLK. So we had that gap up. Now we've closed green on Monday, super strong, and now we're gapping up with the Qs or with the NQ. So that's pretty amazing. So everything does look up today. So there's that. So let's see what our mega tech looks like. So we have Apple coming back to these dark pool levels that we marked last week before they had the event, and it kind of sold off from. So let's see how that holds. Just kind of hanging out. Had a nice little gap up, a little bit of an indecision candle, slightly bearish, but really it's in the mid. So that looks bullish. Maybe it's a little bit exhausted, but it looks kind of bullish to me. Let's see if it can hold that yesterday's low. Yeah, Microsoft super strong yesterday and just gapping up a little bit. So that looks bullish. Amazon pushed up, closed green, but closed in the lower half. So kind of like in the discount of the daily candle here. But now we are gapping up into the highs there. So that looks bullish for me. Holy crap, Google. This is amazing. Gap up, go, go, go. Small gap up, close on the highs. And then we gapping up over the high of yesterday. So Google is pulling us up. I think there is no arguing. We're continuing to go up here. Um, yeah, Meta broke those highs, almost broke the high of Monday the 18th of last month, basically. I think it really wants that today, but we're kind of gapping and opening above the closing price of yesterday and in the premium of the daily candle yesterday. So it still feels bullish there. Ooh, Nvidia did break that low, swept that low, kind of went back to this initial dark pool level that we had before it fell over. But now we pushed up green, swept that high, so now it's kind of an outside candle. Pre-market, we're opening probably right in the middle. So, I mean, action is bullish, but we could go either way now. So you just have to kind of watch, do we break the low or do we break the high of this candle today? So we'll see. Tesla breaking out. It's pretty amazing. So let's just see if we just keep going. That is pretty cool right there. And then the Qs are the Qs. Looks just like the XLK and the NQ. So it is what it is. I think price is up. There is no arguing with any of that. All right, so for the NQ, yeah, so I'm on the continuous here. So I drew these lines yesterday as a note to myself, like this. These are where the lines match up as yesterday. So this is the closing price on the September, and this should be that same closing price on the December, more or less. And so I kind of have that. Um, and so I guess trading this, I will have to change a little bit. And so let's look at the December contract because December has the most volume, 199 versus 138. And so if we look at this, yeah, I'm just going to have to deal with this later, but we have this high. Let's lock that. So definitely watching that high, definitely watching this level. I think me just looking, so I don't have all my key levels marked here exactly, and so I'll have to kind of double reference everything, but we'll see what price does here. If we come back all the way down here, there could be a long for sure. Yeah, I think in this level, oh no, this is ES. What am I doing? Sorry, the coffee is just kicking in for me. So yeah, let's mark our level here. So here's our new all-time high. I mean, we're at VWAP pre-market. I like this level, which is the previous day high. So that is an obvious level that I'm going to keep and mark. And then obviously, here's your low and close of yesterday. So if we get down there, that'll be interesting for me. So we had some dark pool levels, but I think with all the contract changes and everything, I'll have to kind of figure out the conversion for it. But it looks like, Friday we had on the close, which, is good to mark there. So I think if we just kind of go here really quick. So Friday on the close, I know we had a level. So Friday on the close, it looks like we had a level. So we'll mark this. Yeah, so that looks like the close on Friday, and then Monday. So I guess at 1400 there wasn't anything, but then on 1500, so at the end of the day, so on close, so 590, it looks like we had. So this seems like maybe these are like 4 hour buckets. Looks like these are 4 hour buckets, perhaps. Um, so towards the end of the day, 590, which seems to be the high-ish. We had some transacted there. So let's put that here. We'll lock that. All right, so we'll have these. I'll be watching those levels more or less to see how we do. And I'll probably have to just kind of remark some of my key levels for today. And then as the kind of continuous contract resets itself this week, I'll come back to that and then we'll kind of continue playing there. But that looks like what it is. I mean, obvious direction is up. I will, definitely buy here if we get here. I think the mid of the previous day is also something to look at. Um, and then obviously the all-time high, and then those key levels. So we'll just see how things play out. A quick look at options flow here. So this is everything that came in on Monday that expires on Wednesday. Looks to be a little bit bearish. Expires today. Looks to be a little bit bearish, and then expires on day after rate cuts, bearish, and then day after rate cuts. No, 17th Friday, bearish. So it looks like more bearish flow coming on Monday. So that's interesting. We'll keep that in mind. But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, sorry for the ramble today. Just was looking at everything with you and still just orienting myself with the new contract rollover. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Up seems to be the direction, but we do have the rate cut, so maybe we kind of pull back in anticipation for that, and we'll see how we go. All right, thank you.